Welcome, guys, to the 20th edition of the Diversity Cup. We are live here. Game between World 11 Kings versus USA Incredibles. Incredibles have lost quick wickets in the beginning. And Mitanch again taking the charge for USA Incredibles. Scoring 22 of 10 deliveries, supported by Abdur Rahman. They are now 44 for the loss of 4 after 6. The new bowler is going to be Numan. Nicely tucked away. It'll be a single. Nicely done. That's another single. There's a big need for these two batsmen to stay put. There's still plenty of overs left in this game, or I should say in this inning rather. It's nicely played, as it'll be another single. Looks like another tidy single here. Both Abdurrahman and Mitanch are pretty quick between the wickets. So USA Incredibles 48 for the loss of 4 after 7 overs. Dot delivery. Sood is the bowler. It's kind of funny. Dishan and Umar Farooq, they're both playing for Incredibles. I guess, Lift Legends. One of them, Rumapur, was playing for Incredibles just last weekend, and Numan Anwar as well. So they are playing against the team they played for in just the last tournament. So sweep shot here. Should go all the way for 4, but no, it'll be cut off. That's nicely done again. Good running between the wickets. I believe they have taken 3 runs.
Madanj with a sweep shot. Seems to be a nice, tidy single. Nice single. Nice dot ball. Nice sweep shot, but ended up being a dot.
In USA Incredibles now 53 for the loss of 4 after 8.
Numan Anwar bowling this over. Nice single. Simply tucked away by Madanj. Nice single.
overs.
Simply played by Abdurrahman. Now, of course, this is very awkward because Numan Anwar played for Incredibles just last week in the Liberty Cup, and it's very weird to see him playing against us. Nice ball by Numan Anwar for the dot. Abdurrahman and Matanch slowly building up their partnership, and that is Incredibles with 55 runs for the loss of 4 for 9 overs. Zishan bowling the next over. Matanch on strike to begin this over. Reverse sweep, and he misses. Results in a dot. Good try by Matanch. Simple shot for a nice tidy single. Zishan going over the wicket. Good running between the wickets. Some confusion there with Matanch. Thinks about a reverse sweep, but ends up not doing it. Ball rolls. Tries a sweep shot. Fails the attempt. For a dot ball. That is the over, and USA Incredibles with 59 runs for the loss of 4 for 10 overs. Numan Anwar bowling this over. Numan has had quite the run so far with his overs, only giving up 6 runs at 2 overs, which is quite the good economy. Simple shot for a nice tidy single. And let's see if Numan can keep his streak of bowling some nice overs, and maybe Matanch can end that. Shot, and it's caught. Matanch is out. It's a nice catch by the fielder. And Matanch goes out with 27 runs from 23 deliveries. Let's see if Abdurrahman can continue the run and hopefully get the Incredibles some good needed runs. Bavia in for Matanch. And that is 60 runs for the loss of 5 in 10.2 overs. And Numan Anwar with the wicket in the second ball of this third over. Let's see if Bavia can hit a good score. And it comes out as a single. Nice sweep shot. Fielder gets it. Comes out to a nice single. Nicely tucked away. Some confusion between the wickets. Oh, wow. Going for the second run. Some confusion there at the start. Comes out as a nice double for the Incredibles. Last ball of the over, and it comes out as a single. And that is the USA Incredibles with 65 runs for the loss of 5 in 11 overs. Numan Anwar with a pretty exceptional over once again, keeping his economy pretty well with 3 overs, 1 wicket, and 12 runs. And now Zishan bowling the over. Again, has had a very nice run. 10 runs from 3 overs. Very exceptional. Let's see what can come out of this over. Well bowled by Zishan for a dot. Nicely tucked away. Good running between the two for a nice single. Zishan going over the wickets. Goes out for the shot, but misses it. Stays as a dot. Good bowling from Zishan. Same thing. Well bowled by Zishan, and it's another dot. Goes out for the shot. It's well played on the ground. There. Results in a single. And again, to see, Bavia is a right-handed batsman and Abdurrahman's a left-handed batsman. Zishan switching over those wickets. A good stop by the fielder, resulting in a dot. And that is the end of the over. U.S. Incredibles with 67 runs for the loss of 5 in 12 overs. As well as a really good over from Zishan, only resulting in 2 runs from this over. Hamad bowling the next over. This is his first over of the match. Let's see what he can bring to the game. Nicely played by Abdurrahman. Simple dot ball. Nicely played, and that goes for 4. Nice shot by Abdurrahman. It seems to be lately raining out here in Michigan. Not sure how this rain can affect the game. And that shot by Abdurrahman might create some momentum between the partnerships and these two batsmen. Let's see if they can bring some momentum and hopefully bring the score up for the Incredibles. Quick ball change because the ball went into the bushes and they cannot find it. Abdurrahman on strike. Let's see if he can get another boundary. Misses the ball. shot does not end up going for 4, but it goes for a nice single. Abdurrahman with 20 runs from 30 deliveries, and Bavia nicely played by Bavia for a nice single. Simply paid for a nice single once again. As you can see, that is the lineup for the World 11 Kings. And again, as you can see, Omar Farouk and Numan Anwar played for Incredibles just last week at the Liberty Cup. "74 runs for the loss of 5 and 13 overs for the US Incredibles." Nicely played by Abdurrahman for seems to be a single. Shahed doing this over. First over of the match. Let's see what he can bring out of this. Bavia on strike. Nicely played by Bavia. Just for a single. Abdurrahman now on strike for the third ball of this over. Nice shot, and that goes for 4. Well played by Abdurrahman for the 4. A nice boundary. Hopefully this can bring the momentum up and they can keep this. Missed by Abdurrahman for a simple dot ball. Well played. Simple single. Goes for the shot, ends up hitting the bottom of the bat, and it goes for a single. To end over, and that is USA Incredibles with 82 runs for the loss of 5 in 14 overs. As you can tell, the World 11 Kings have a very good bowling lineup as they have kept Incredibles to a somewhat low to decent score, and it's nothing too high. Have Hamad bowling this over, and Bavia on strike. Well played, good fielding, and it's a simple, tidy single. Well played.
Gone for four here by Abdurrahman. Good shot.
Very well played from Abdurrahman. Partnership seems to be going up, and I think Abdurrahman's gaining some confidence throughout the game as he's hitting more boundaries. Maybe this can keep the momentum going, and maybe he can keep hitting these boundaries and bring the Incredibles up to a better score. Well played. Seems to be a misfield, and that is gone for a 4.
Exceptional batting from Abdurrahman here. Really putting that weight on the team.
Seems to be gaining confidence with his shots. It's a very unlucky misfield by the fielder, and it's gone out for 4. Rough start for Hamad in this over. Well placed. Wow, that is another boundary for Abdurrahman with a 4. Seems like his momentum is going up and his confidence is just skyrocketing. Exceptional batting from Abdurrahman. That is 3 boundaries this over. Sorry. Misses the ball. Last ball of the over. Let's see if Hamad can stop the boundaries from coming. Very well played from Abdurrahman. Well placed. That seems to be a double. That is US Incredibles with 97 runs for the loss of 5 in 15 overs. Abdurrahman and Bavia with a good partnership currently, and it seems that Abdurrahman is coming up to his half century. Let's see if he can stay in the game and hopefully get his half century. Partnership of 50 runs from 50 deliveries. Shahid bowling this over, second over of the match. Bavia on strike. Batsman getting some quick water. well played for a single. Jas Grandip with this over, second over of the match, had a wicket earlier this match. Abdurrahman on strike. Nicely played by Abdurrahman. Going for the double. It's very calm. Maybe even a triple, some confusion between the wickets. Batsman gets hit by the ball. It's good running between the wickets, but a missed throw by the bowler. Bavia on strike.
Wow, what a shot. Gone for 4 by Bavia.
Very well played shot. Nicely placed. Not a fielder in sight, and that's gone for 4. Rough start for the over for the World 11 Kings. Seems that the Incredibles are picking up some momentum. That is a 100 up for the team.
Wow, what a shot.
And that is caught. And that is Bavia out. Nicely caught by the fielder. That is Bavia out on 14 runs from 12 deliveries. His run cut short by a catch. Osman Qadir in for Bavia. Let's see what he can bring. Now, Osman Qadir is a Pakistani cricketer, 31 years of age, and is a former Pakistani international cricketer. And let's see what he can bring to the table. And of course, Osman has had quite some experience, so I'm hoping, the team's hoping that he can maybe bring something to the table. Well bowled. Comes out as a dot. Nicely played. And that seems to be a 4. Very nicely placed by Osman. Very close to a 6. And that is US Incredibles with 109 runs with the loss of 6 in the 16th over. Numan Anwar bowling the next over. Abdurrahman on strike. Nicely played. Tidy single. Abdurrahman seems to be quite mad because he's eager to get that half century. Smacking the bat against his pads. In visible anger. Well balled by Numan. Hopefully the Incredibles can keep this up and maybe get their runs up. Well played. And that is a single for the Incredibles. Abdurrahman once again on strike, looking to get his half century. And he's went for the shot and the sweep, and he's bowled out. It's very well bowled by Numan Anwar. That is 7 wickets. Abdurrahman maybe getting a little bit too greedy, wanting that half century a little bit too bad and going for the shot. Abdurrahman with a good run for 45 runs from 43 deliveries. Very unfortunate for him, but it's a part of the game. And Malik is in. And he's on strike for the last ball of this over. Nicely played by Malik. A nice single to finish off the over, and that is U.S. Incredibles with 116 runs for the loss of 7 in 17 overs. Three more overs remaining in the game, and let's see what Incredibles can do. Omar Farouk for the next over. Malik again on strike. Miscatch by the fielder, and that is a slip up from Usman, looks like. And results in a single. Wide. And that is a wicket. Usman is gone with caught behind from the wicketkeeper. Slight edge on that ball. And that is Omar Farouk's third wicket for this game. Usman quickly out with 9 runs from 6 deliveries. And Moin Baber coming in. That is U.S. Incredibles with 117 runs for the loss of 8 in 17.2 overs. Numan with quick running between the wickets. Simple single for the two. Swings big and misses. Ends up in a dot. Well bowled from Omar. Malik may be looking for a boundary here in the last couple overs. Swings big once again, and that is going for 4. Very well played by Malik for the boundary. This could potentially give some momentum to the two batsmen and maybe bring in some more runs for the team. wow. The sound of the ball coming off the bat there was incredible. Just a single to finish off the over, and that is in U.S. Incredibles with 123 runs for the loss of 8 in 18 overs. Moin Baber on strike, it seems. Never mind, that is Malik on strike. Dilbar bowling this over. Swing and a miss from Malik. That is a dot to start off the over. Malik on strike. Big swing, and it pops straight up, and bowler almost drops it, but gets the catch in the end. That is 9 wickets this inning. Almost dropped by Dilbar, but it is ended up caught. Dilbar with quite the start to the over. Ibrahim coming in. Let's see if Ibrahim and Moin can bring in some runs in these last couple overs. Ibrahim on strike. Neatly played by Ibrahim, and it's a simple single. Moin Baber on strike, receiving the ball from Dilbar. Neatly tucked away, and it is a single. Little bit of confusion there between the wickets. Ibrahim on strike. Misses the ball. It's Ibrahim. And that is quite over for Dilbar. I mean, there's one more ball left, but quite exceptional of an over. Only giving up 2 runs and 1 giving a wicket to his team with just 5 balls, 1 remaining in the over. Nicely tucked away. Good running between the wickets. And that is the end of the over. Results in a double. And that is U.S. Incredibles with 127 runs for 9 losses and 19 overs. Last over of the inning. Let's see what they can bring. Moin Babra on strike. Let's see if Moin and Ibrahim can bring some needed runs. Omar Farouk balling the last ball. Last over. Looking to swing big, and it's nicely placed. There's a double to start the over. And I believe Moin Babra and Ibrahim will be looking to swing big here. Well placed again, and that is gone for 4. Rough start to the over for Umar. Very well played by Moin Babra. Let's see if he can keep this up and give the Incredibles some runs in this last over. Very well balled. A dot straight back to Umar. Well played. Simply fielded. That is a double. Some good running we're seeing here from Moin and Ibrahim in this last over. 2 balls remaining in the over. Again, nicely played by Moin Babra. That's a double. Once more. That's 10 runs this over so far. Last ball of the over in the inning. Well swung. Simply fielded though for a nice and calm single to end the inning. That is U.S. Incredibles with 138 runs. The loss of 9 at the end of the inning. Let's see what Kings can do and the Incredibles can do fielding wise. And that is the end of the first inning, ladies and gentlemen. World 11 Kings have kept the Incredibles to a decent score. Nothing too high. Incredibles losing some quick wickets in the beginning, but it's a well played first inning by Tansh and Abdurrahman mainly leading the runs here. Abdurrahman with a good run, 45 runs from 43 balls, and Matanch with 27 runs from 23 deliveries. Should be quite an easy chase for the World 11 Kings as they have a quite experienced batting lineup. But anything can happen, so we'll see what will happen in the second innings. Welcome back, folks. We about to begin the second inning. Required run weight is 6.95. Numan Anwar and Haider opening for the second inning. Moin Baber bowling. Let's see what the World 11 Kings can bring into the second inning. First ball, big swing. Goes straight to the fielder, and there's a simple single to start off the second inning. Haider on strike. And let's see if Man and Haider can get a good partnership. Anwar has proven to be a very experienced and skilled batsman. As in last weekend's Liberty Cup, he scored 135 in one game. So I'm assuming Anwar can make a big score today. And that second ball of the over, and Haider is on strike. Fielded by Incredibles, and it's a dot. Quite the start from Moin Baber. Full toss. That is down 4. With a boundary in the first over. Very well played. Strike. Moin. Simply played, and that is a nice single for the World 11 Kings. Haider slowly racking up those runs. More to come. Moin communicating with the umpire here. Seems to be some complication with the pitch. Will continue to ball. That is a very nice shot. That is gone for 4 on the no ball free hit. It's very well played by Haider. Once again, nice boundary. Seeming to be a little bit of a rough over for Moin.
Of
course, giving up a no ball and 2 boundaries must be very tough on the mindset. See how Moyne can recover. It's very nicely bowled. Well played by Hyder for a dot, with one more ball left in the over. Well swung, and it's very nicely fielded for another dot to end off the over. That is World 11 Kings with 10 runs, loss of 0, and 1 over. And Hyder currently leading the team with 8 runs from 6 deliveries. Still going back to the pitch. Not sure what's going on there. Hyder with a decent start, looking very confident with his swings. Currently a light drizzle here in Michigan. Hyder once again on strike, facing Malik. Never mind, sorry, that is Numan Anwar on strike. Let's see what Numan can bring. Well bowled. It's a simple dot ball. Start off Maddox over. And it's big swing, and that is gone for 6. What a shot by Numan Anwar. And that is what you talk about, a absolute class batsman. It's very well played and very well swung, and that is gone for 6. Moin Babur trying to give some information to Madik. And that is the 3rd ball that Numan has received, and it's a big, massive 6. The rain is starting to get a little bit heavier. Not sure if there will be a rain delay. Seems that there will be a rain delay. Yeah, rain is picking up pretty good, and I'm not sure if this will be playable. The match may be abandoned. Not sure. Cameras are currently being moved under the rain. Sorry. Let's talk about these first over. Now, from the first over from Moyne, of course, Hyder getting 2 boundaries off of Moyne is quite the start. So what are you thinking about, how the rest of the game might go?
I think it might go inside with Word 11. You know, they've definitely balled to their needs and have really set up the game for easy win for them. But you never know. The Incredibles, they always, come back. So we'll see.
Rain is picking up a bit here, ladies and gentlemen. Not sure if the match will continue. We will keep you updated. The rain has seemed to come down to a late drizzle, although there is some gusts and light drizzle. I think it'll be playable. Seems like we are going out to complete the rest of this inning. Of course, there's still a slight chance of a thunderstorm on its way, but as of right now, we will see. With a light overcast. Both of the batsmen coming back on. Of course, Matic has had a quick quite the rough start to the over with giving up a 6 on the second ball. Let's see what Numan and Hayder can bring. Of course, with their current scores is looking very promising for them and their team. They're both very experienced batsmen. I believe that they will be able to achieve quite the partnership. Sun seems to be coming out a bit more. Hopefully these clouds can go away and we can continue the rest of this match without any more interruptions. And we are just coming back, and Malik has bowled, and it's a big swing, and it's popped up, and he's caught out. Wow. What a series of events. That's Numan Anwar out. Seems to be Mitan who caught the ball.
Incredibles, nice start here. Looks like the rain gave him time to think and get their options.
Maybe that pause of time might have broke the rhythm for Numan. That is a very important wicket for the Incredibles, as Numan is a very good and experienced batsman. It's a very unexpected wicket.
But nice take, of course, by Mitanch.
Seems to be more wind around the ground, but clouds are seeming to move on, and the sun is coming out. Numan Anwar out at 7 runs and from 4 deliveries. Hayder will see to continue a different partnership with another batsman. And we have Saad Ali coming in. And of course, Saad Ali is a very, very experienced batsman. Very good player, as he actually received the MVP of Liberty Cup just last weekend. Very well-rounded player. He's proven to be very, very good batsman, fielder, everything. And so this might just be the nail in the coffin for the Incredibles.
Malik.
Let's see if Malik can continue his run. Saad Ali on strike. Well played. And that is gone for 4. Fielder just can't get to that. It's unfortunate event for the Incredibles. But very well played shot by Saad Ali. Saad Ali with a good start with 4 runs from his first delivery. Malik with quite the rough over, giving up 10 runs, but also getting a wicket. Sun's coming out here in Michigan. Well bowled from Malik, keeping it at a dot. Malik with the last ball in the over, bowls it. Appeal from the players. Some noise out here. Just a single to finish off the over, and that is World 11 Kings with 21 runs with a loss of 1 in 2 overs. Haider and Saad looking to create a nice partnership between the two of them. Saad Ali on strike. Saad Ali on strike with Dayab bowling. Muhammad Dayab. Incredible's looking for a wicket. Just edged, and it goes for a dot. And see if they can keep a good over here. And that is hit.
Gone for 4. Gliding past the players. Saad Ali,
Again with
4.
another amazing shot.
9 out of 5 deliveries. Good start here.
Now, of course, as I was saying, Saad Ali is a very experienced batsman, and I believe he could bring in lots of runs for the Royal 11 Kings, and is a very big threat to the Incredibles here. Saad Ali once again on strike. Big swing, and he misses. Keeper drops the ball. Not sure if there's a potential wicket there. Once a big swing. Another dot. Now this is exceptional bowling from Tayyab, keeping Saad Ali at quite at bay with 3 dots and just 1 boundary. Hopefully they can keep it up and just stay with the dots. Muhammad Tayyab with 2 more balls remaining in the over. Once again, a very big swing and a miss. This is exceptional bowling from Muhammad here. Another big swing and a miss. Barely missing the stumps. Saad Ali with getting away, very lucky there. And I mean, that is a game of inches. Very well bowled by Muhammad Tayyab. Exceptional over, keeping Saad Ali at bay with 5 dots and only giving up 1 boundary. Matic bowling the next over. Haider on strike. And the World 11 Kings need 114 from 102 balls. Again, this is a very doable and achievable score to chase. So I'm assuming this game is siding towards the World 11 Kings here. But let's see what the Incredibles can do and see if they can change the game. Hayder on strike facing Medic. Medic with the first delivery and it's over. Big swing with a big load up. Seems to be a single. Very calm field 4. Simply played. But again, very big swing, and if he hits the middle, that could go very far. Seems like Hayder is going all out on his swings and is looking for some boundaries. Now have Sadali on strike. Currently with 9 runs from 9 deliveries. Big swing, and that goes past. Good running between the wickets. That is a double. Just gets past mid wicket. Big swing. And it's nicely tucked away for a 4. Very well played shot. This is solidly for you guys. It's very well played shot. Another boundary for Sadali. Seems like he will be continuing this run as he seems very confident. What a shot. It's a big swing, and that's saved. I believe that is a 4. Almost saved. What an effort by the fielder. It's a good effort. We like to see it. But in the end, it resulted in another boundary. Rough start for Malik once again. That is 1.4 of an over, and he's already given up 22 runs. But again, he has a wicket. Let's see if he can get another one. Big swing. And it's misfielded, and that's gone for 4. Mistakes made by the outfielder. Resulted in another boundary for Sadali. You know, these mistakes you just can't make when the score is very chaseable and it's quite a low score. Those are just mistakes that you just can't make. You have to
be on point here.
You have to be on point. It's very unfortunate he slipped, but again, like I said, he needs to be on point because one boundary can change up the game. That is 3 boundaries. Ready this over for Sadali. Again, what a big swing, and that is gone for another 4. Sadali is just killing Malik right now. Sadali absolutely destroying the balls and the deliveries that Malik is throwing. Malik seems to be not a challenge for Sadali. That is 19 runs in this over alone. It's a very tough over for Malik, and that is the end of the over. World 11 Kings with 44 runs, loss of 1, and 4 overs. quite the start from World 11. Seems like World 11 might chase the score quite quickly. Solidly with an exceptional score of 27 runs from 14 deliveries. Looking to get a big partnership here with Hayder. Solidly mainly getting most of the runs in this partnership. Now with Solidly's big hitting, the required run rate is quite low with 5.94. It is very achievable with a batsman of his quality currently. Incredibles looking for the wicket on Sadli. Hyder on strike. Ibrahim Khan bowling this over. Now Ibi is his nickname, and Ibi is from Sydney, Australia. Plays for the Pacers Cricket Academy back in Sydney. He's a fast bowler. Quite young. He is currently 17, I believe. Let's see if he can get a wicket. Very well balled, but the wicketkeeper misses the catch, and that is gone for 4. What is happening? The mistakes just keep on coming with the Incredibles. That's very unlucky. Now, Ibrahim has been playing cricket since he was a kid. In Australia. Let's see if he can make something happen here for the Incredibles. Hayder once again on strike. Ibrahim, second ball of his over. Swing. And that is a single. Sadly now on strike. The required run rate keeps dropping as Sadly keeps hitting his boundaries and they keep acquiring runs. Someone will need to put a stop to this on the Incredibles team and get Incredibles back in the game. Some communication with Ibi giving his fielders some directions. Now, this is Ibrahim with the third ball of the over. Well balled, but it's nicely tucked away by Sadly very comfortably. Calmly fielded, and that is another single. That is the 11 Kings with 50 runs in the middle of the 4th over. Big swing, and another mistake by the wicketkeeper. Another boundary. I'm not sure if that was a mistake or it went over the wicketkeeper, but it's very unlucky. Incredibles with very unfortunate events here. With the World 11 Kings nearing even closer to that score of 139. Hayder and Salali looking for that partnership, currently at 38 runs from 25 deliveries. This is Ibrahim with the 5th ball of this over. Big appeal. Lots of noise here. Umpire does not give the wicket. Clouds are clearing up, and it's very sunny out here in Michigan. I do not think there'll be any more rain coming. So, game should be good. Big swing, and that's popped up. Not a fielder in sight for that. Should have been a catch, but there was not a fielder there to get that. It's end of the over with a double to end it off. That is World 11 World 11 Kings with 56 runs, loss of 1 in 5 overs. Seems to be Usman bowling this next over. Again, Usman is a ex-box line cricketer, very experienced, and let's see if he can make something happen here for the Incredibles. Sadly, currently on strike. Sadly, have seemed to have some trouble with leg spin. Let's see if Usman can put an end to Saad Ali's run. Saad Ali is currently killing the Incredibles team with the amount of runs he's scored. Just putting a dent. It's making it very hard for the Incredibles to do something. Nicely played. It's well fielded. That's just a single. Good fielding by appeal from the wicketkeeper, but nothing. Usman, the third delivery in this over. Salih on strike once again. Looking to increase the partnership. Big swing. It's gone for 4 once again. Saad Ali, the absolute class shot. Finding these gaps in the field. Getting those runs up and chasing that score of 139. Saad Ali is just butchering the team right now with boundary after boundary. It's looking more in favor of World 11 Kings. Should be quite an easy win for them at this point. Saad Ali with 33 runs from 17 deliveries. Pretty good run so far. Osman Kader coming with the 4th ball of this over. Ball quite short, and that is gone. Another boundary from Saad Ali. It's just too easy for him. That's a 6. And just making it even easier. That's becoming very achievable. Coming up on 40 runs for Sadali. That is 71 more runs needed from 86 deliveries. Quite doable for the World 11 Kings. Usman Qadr coming in with the 5th ball of this over to Sadali, who should be looking for another boundary as he's becoming very confident with his strikes. Again, looking to swing big. Misses the middle, but simply play for a dot. Coming into this last ball of the over with a good partnership from Haider and Sadali. Well played by Usman. It's a nice dot ball. Wicketkeeper again missing the catch. And that is the end of the over. World 11 Kings with 68 runs for the loss of 1 in 6 overs. Partnership with Sadali and Haider currently being 51 from 33 deliveries. Ibrahim bowling his 2nd over of the match. Haider currently on strike. Let's see if Ibrahim can get a wicket from this over. Speed on that delivery. Haider getting a piece of it for a simple single. Sadali now on strike. 39 runs from 20 balls. Sadali potentially looking for more boundaries to finish this game quicker. Looking around to see position of the fielders, looking to see if he can get a gap. Ooh, wow. Very well bowled by Ibrahim. Sadly getting on his knees for that one. But just misses the ball, and it's the dot for Ibrahim, keeping Sadly at bay once again. Wow, what a shot. And then it's caught. No, he's dropped it. And he's dropped it. Oh my days. That is just a mistake that you cannot make. Wow. Very unfortunate for Incredibles.
Yeah, as the Incredibles are just looking like they're just making mistake after mistake, crumbling down and down into a tunnel. Not looking good for them.
Now maybe this confidence is lowering. They are constantly making mistakes, and it's a big swing, and it's just barely missed. Almost caught, but just tipped over. The mistakes just keep on coming. This isn't ideal for the team. They need to stay on point and get these catches that are necessary.
But it looks like for now, World 11 have their way.
Solidly on 40 from 22 deliveries. Simply played for a single. Exceptional over from Ibrahim. with only 4 singles and a dot. This is last ball in the over. Let's see if he can make something happen here with Hather on strike. The speed on that, and what a wicket.
What a wicket.
Wow.
Took it out of the game just like that. Exactly what the Incredibles need to build up the momentum.
It's an amazing ball. The speed just getting under that bat of Hather. And that is perfectly balled, and it's balled out. A very needed wicket for the Incredibles. Although solidly would have been more of a better wicket. That is still ideal for the team. Ibrahim looking very excited out there.
Honestly, not surprised here, as Hader was, absent from the batting, and Sadali was starting the show, so not surprised by the wicket here, but great wicket.
Hather looking very uncomfortable there and getting bowled out. That is just amazing for the Incredibles. Incredibles, this may give them momentum they need to maybe get into the game here. But again, this is going to be a very tough game to win, with World 11 Kings only needing just 5.15 runs from the required run rate. Sadali looking to continue and get a new partnership with someone else. Ibrahim finishing is over, and that is World 11 Kings with 72 runs, the loss of 2 in 7 overs, and they have Leroy coming in. Usman bowling. Simply played for a nice single. Leroy on strike here. See how Leroy can handle Usman's bowling. Of course, Salih can very easily play Usman and hit boundaries off him, but let's see how Leroy handles Usman's bowling. Well bowled. It's good fielding, but comes out as a single. Very close call there. Salih on strike, looking to get his half century within the next couple of balls. It's touch. Usman Qadir with the third ball in this over. Big swing, and that is not gone for 4, but it's fielded. Simple single once again. Suddenly looking for big swings against Usman, looking for that boundary. And again, this required run rate just keeps on dropping. Oh, wow. Very unfortunate for Usman. Very close to being a wicket there. Usman bowling. Delivery to Saad, and it's a big swing. Should be a catch, and he's dropped it once again. That is 2 catches on Saad Ali, 2 drops. That is, again, a mistake you just cannot make on a batsman of that quality. Saad Ali already putting some weight onto Incredibles, and they've just dropped another catch The mistakes one after another. That should have been a simple catch for him. A big appeal. Umpire does not give it. Wow, Incredibles, man. It's very unfortunate. The mistakes one after another. This is just something you cannot do in such a tight game. This must be very disappointing for the team. Especially for the bowlers. And that is the end of the over with World 11 with 77 runs, the loss of 2 and 8 overs. Ibrahim with his third over of the match. Let's see if Ibrahim can get another wicket in this match. Potentially even a wicket on Salih. Speedy delivery. Very simply played for a single. Again, very exceptional as he's not letting Salih get any more boundaries. Let's hope he can keep Salih at bay. Now Leroy on strike. Let's see if Leroy can handle Ibby's speed. Ibrahim coming in. It's nicely placed, and it's a good effort by the square leg fielder. Just barely got a touch to it to stop it from going. Amazing effort with a dive. This is what we need. Salih currently on 45, but the potential half century here. Very well balled from Ibby, keeping Salih at bay once more, and that is another dot for Ibby. Let's see what Salih can do here, facing Ibby. It's nicely played, and that is single. Simply played, and another single. And even at this pace, a single will not do it. They will need more wickets as the run rate has dropped significantly. Nice single for World 11. Ibrahim with the last ball of the over. Sadly, just one boundary away from his half century. Will he be able to do it? Ibby coming into the crease. Very well bowled. Sadly facing it with another very well defended play. That is the end of the over. That is World 11 Kings with 82 runs with a loss of 2 at 9 overs. Ibrahim again, it's a exceptional over, giving up 5 runs with the over, which is what is needed. Sadali on strike. Usman Khader, and it's a big swing, and it's gone for four. Sadali with his half century. Usman Khader just getting slaughtered by Sadali. Sadali's absolutely taking these balls to the boundaries, smashing them. Sadali making it look too easy. And the run rate is just 4.89 that is required. It's very doable. It's looking very, very unlikely for the Incredibles here. That is 53 runs from 65 deliveries. And Ibrahim Khan with a much better economy than Osman. Ibrahim Khan's economy is currently 4.33. Meanwhile, Osman's is 8.77. Apparently, Ibrahim's looking like the better option here to play. Maybe they should put in a different baller, as fastball seem to be a struggle for them. Nicely played by Sadali. Good running between the wickets, and there's a single. Leroy Lugg now on strike. And Leroy, nice hit from Leroy. And I believe Leroy is a first-class cricketer. Sadly on strike. Easily played. Well fielded, almost a close call there. Leroy now on strike once more. Of course, Sadali is carrying most of the runs for the World 11 Kings, leading the team with 53 runs off of 33. Now Leroy on strike. Well played. And that will be a single for World 11. Usman Khader with the last ball of the over. Sadali on strike. And it's a big swing. And that is smashed for a 6.
What a monster of a hit.
This guy's just another level. I mean, hitting big shots like this against an ex-Pakistani cricketer is just exceptional. That is. Leroy on strike. That is the end of the over. World 11 Kings with 96 runs with the loss of 2 in 10 overs. required run rate is 4.30 for World 11 Kings. That is marking the halfway point of this match with 10 overs done and 10 overs left to go. Anis balling this over. Leroy on strike facing Anis. Ball, it's big swing and a miss. Well bowled by Anis, and actually Anis had quite the rough start when he was batting. He was caught out by Leroy. So it's cool to see them two facing once more. Well played by Leroy, eager to run off the crease. Let's see if Anis can get his revenge on Leroy. World 11 Kings getting even closer to the score of 100. Nicely played. And that is a good effort. What an effort by the fielder. Wow. That is just the effort I'd like to see. This is the type of effort you need if you want to win this match, but it seems like it's beyond saving at this point from the many mistakes you have made from dropping Salih's catches twice. Nicely played by Leroy. Calmly fielded as a single. .99 runs currently, coming even closer to the score of 100. Wow, that is smacked. That is gone for a 6. Salih is absolutely destroying the Incredibles team. This is just an exceptional batting. That is 100 up for the World 11 Kings. Pretty rough start to his first over of this match. Sadly, swinging the bat and hitting that middle and just getting it out of the boundaries. Again, big swing. That should be a catch. And he's caught the ball. That is Saad Ali finally out after 2 dropped catches. Very well needed, but is it too late for the Incredibles to save this game? It might just be too late, as Salih has already scored so many runs.
More than half.
He's scored more than half of the runs currently. It's a very important wicket, but it might just be too late. An exceptional run from Sadali that has been cut short by Anas. Hamad on strike, but Hamad up next as the next batsman. Leroy on strike currently. This resets the game. I mean, World 11 only have 24 to chase. It might just be too late. And this is just 9 overs. Very low score to chase. could even be done in 1 over. That is World 11 Kings with 106 runs. Loss of 3 at 11.1 overs. Looking like a really tough game for Incredibles here. Not sure what they can do. Not sure why Osman's still bowling, as Ibrahim seems to be the better option, with his economy being much better. It's calm fielding. Leroy on strike now. Let's see if Osman can get a wicket that is very much needed. Put the 11 to a stop. And that's a big shot. Wow, very well played. That's gone for a 6. That's just exceptionally placed by Leroy. That might just be that just might be the deal sealer. Might just seal the deal. This looks to be the end of Incredibles. You know, just maybe if Incredibles didn't make any mistakes, they would have had a better chance at this game. But it seems to be over at this point. Usman Qadir looking quite without hope, looking quite dissatisfied. Coming in with the 4th ball is over. And it's a massive swing. Wow, that is absolutely smashed. That is gone for 6.
Out of the park here by Leroy Lug.
Leroy is just like the next Sadali here. Decided to take on the role and finish it. 2 exceptional shots back to back. That's 2 6s in 1 over. Maybe even a 3rd. Wow. Should be a catch here though. And he's caught it. Leroy with some verbal anger. Seems to be very angry. But at this point, it's just too late to save the game. This is a fresh start for the 11. Highly doubt the Incredibles can win this back with World 11 only needing 20 runs. Usman Qadir with 1 ball remaining in the over. Zishan coming in to bat with Hamad. Incredibles hoping for another wicket very soon, but it's seeming very unlikely at this rate. Zishan on strike with Osman bowling, his last ball of the over. It's nicely played and tucked away for a single. The required run rate is just 2.45. This is seeming very, very doable. Just 19 more from 48 balls. Seems like this is the end for Incredibles with no hope left. Usman Gardner. With the finish of the over, that is World 11 Kings with 120 runs with a loss of 4 at 12 overs, needing 19 more from 48 balls. Playing Anas to bowl this next over with a slip. Simply played for another single. The World 11 can play this very calmly. There's no need to do anything. They can play this game away. No pressure needed on them. Honest with the next ball and is over. Hamad on strike. Simply played for a dot straight back to Anas. Credible's hoping he can keep this up maybe. Big swing. Simply played for another single. Simply played by Zishan. Crab was looking for the run out, but not in time. Seems like Hamad and Zishan will finish out the inning and secure the win for World 11, giving them the points that they need. The ball by Anas. Big swing. Looks to be gone for 4. That is just sealed the game. That's the last nail in the coffin. Credibles with relatively zero chance here. Quite unfortunate for the team, as the beginning of the game started out very rough for them on the first inning, losing batsmen every over. It seemed to have killed their score. Us with a wide ball. Last ball of the over. Big swing. And that is simply fielded for another single. That is the over. That is World 11 Kings with 129 runs, with a loss of 4 and 13 overs, with 10 more runs needed from 42 balls. Looking like a simple win here for World 11. I believe that is Ibri bowling. His last over. That is Ibrahim Khan with his 4th over of the game. It's quite the economy, if you ask me. I believe it's just a little bit too late to play Ibrahim. And that the required run rate is just 1.43. I've never seen anything like that before. Credibles getting absolutely smashed. Ibrahim Khan bowling what may be the last over of this match. And it's played very nicely. That's gone for 4. Wow. That's just a sealed game right there. Well, that is secured the World 11 Kings some points. That puts Incredibles under pressure with them needing to win their next 2 games in order to qualify. Another ball from Ibby. It's a big swing, and that should be a 4 once again. And that's just smashed. Two runs needed. And quite unfortunate for Incredibles. The rough start in the first inning and not being able to hold it down in the second inning with many mistakes. That should be the seal in the deal. And that is gone. And World 11 Kings have won the match. They are your winners of today's game. Very tough match for Incredibles. Easy win for World 11 United. Not United. Kings. Sorry. That will put World 11 up there. Exceptional batting from today from Sadali and Leroy, as well as Matanch. But in the end, the World 11 come out victorious with exceptional cricket today. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this stream. It's much appreciated. Hope you enjoyed today's game as World 11 win the game. That is World 11 Kings, won by 6 wickets, easily achieving and chasing that score.